Thank you all for joining me once again on this lovely and glorious day. A day for us to share another 500 seconds on resilience. This is your host, Ming Ahmad. Another installment on my journey towards resilience that I hope is in sync or aligned with your personal journey. But also, I offer only probably more questions than answers that you may want on your journey. But as I mentioned before, the questions that I raise in the book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence, and every episode is meant to drive you towards answering the one question, what drives you, but also, as I lined out or outlined in other previous podcast episodes, a properly designed or developed, well-developed question, meaning a genuine, curious, original, sincere question that you develop will, not mysteriously, it will contain the answers to the questions that you form. If you get a chance, go back to a previous podcast on that subject about forming those original questions that are part of your burning desire to know or to understand. But once you do that, don't look for the A to B relationship of your question to the answer. The answer is in your question. Let's get into the title today, or kind of funny I said that, get into the subject today, which actually is called No Title. I know it sounds kind of weird because you can use a format or a structure or a line and column organization to find things that you're looking for. But in terms of this particular episode called No Title, I say that to say you don't need titles. They can be useful, like in the listing and the history of your short list of 820 episodes on your agenda. So having titles can be useful to locate and recall a certain 820 show or subject or quote unquote title. But in terms of our own personal self-discovery and appreciation for each other in a relationship, a partnership, an arrangement, or even as adversaries, those things called titles and accomplishments and the degrees of failure or degrees of success, they really do not serve to connect us, to draw out from us our commonness and not our distinctiveness between each other. Those things only further distance us from ourselves and from others. So these names and titles and letters in front of or behind our names only distracts us from our essence, from ourselves, and then from each other. So you may be wondering, then what's the answer? If those things that we accomplish in this life, called education or ambition or awards or whatever, what's the answer to pursuing those things or even accumulating those things? So when I say, what's the answer? You know I have none of those. Nor can I default to that tired-ass statement of, it is what it is. In times of distress and despair, I'm not sure how that can give us an option or approach through the situation to just say, it is what it is. So let's make this more personal. You might see me as just a person with a message that helps to guide you on your journey towards resilience in each day and in each moment. So for me, what I do without a title, I solve problems without providing answers. Let me say that again. In case you're ever wondering, even if you went to my website and saw where I've been, what I've done professionally, those things called titles or accomplishments, disregard those kind of things. If you want to know simply who is this guy, what I do, I solve problems without providing answers. I only provide to you, like in these episodes, suggestions and my examples of forming and presenting sincere, original, and curious questions that in some way, also contain the answers that you're looking for and that you need. So, I don't think you can call me the resilience guy or the 820 guy or the fat guy that loves cake. That one probably fits more. But I only ask you to take what you can from this conversation and use it to build your own resilience, your awareness, your defined beauty, and your definition of your desire and what drives you. I'm hoping that however you develop and design your own questions, your own observations, that they're always positive. Yeah, it's easy to go and default to the negative side of what you don't have, what you can't afford, what you're lacking, what you can't get from the man. I've done that too. But as you get into not just the experience, not just the age, not just going through the trials and tribulations, keeping your mind and more importantly, keeping your heart open to receiving the grace and the guidance you receive every single day. If you hadn't received that, if you weren't able to observe that, feel that, and breathe it in, you're breathing right now. That by itself, it seems insignificant to you, but should be way more important to you than any words or any offenses that come across your path each day. So again, even though as I've submitted to you, my proposition, my value to you is offering you these episodes in this 820 enterprise, as well as the book, Resilience, the Beauty of Presence. I'm only offering you something that's positive for you to draw upon, digest, spit out, or apply on your journey. So, from the fat guy that loves cake, let's keep it very positive. Know that with that title, this is important for me to deliver to you. And it's always 820, by the way.